Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
First world, come in and take a seat. Pay us no attention, it's all conspiracy. We have satire and parody, some funny, some perverse. If none of it's offensive to you, you'd be the first.
Fairview's coffee has mysteriously gone missing. Mayhem ensues when strange, coffee-craving zombies plague the city. Detective Mickey Potatoes, an overworked public servant, uncovers why ordinary citizens are losing their minds and how to stop the coffee apocalypse. But it involves the mafia. And when you're dealing with mafia crime families, nothing is ever easy. The mafia controls everything in the city, including the police, including him. If he breaks the mafia, they will break him. So, the city is without coffee. The city is burning before his very eyes, but he's powerless. Detective Potatoes has the power to stop the coffee apocalypse, but if he does, he could lose everything.
The Madness Comic Network and Comic-Related Madness proudly presents Madness Open Draw Stream, featuring the Richness and a variety of special guests. Tune in to our The Madness Comic Network and Comic-Related Madness proudly presents Monday Madness, featuring Pops and the Richness and indie creators from around the world. Tune in to our content on Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube.
Yeah. I know. I got too much stuff in the studio. I played the wrong intro. Oh well. Sue me. Welcome to, I don't know how many Monday Madnesses we've done, but we've done lots of them. Me and this dude right here. What's up, Rich? How you doing, brother?
Yeah. What's up? I am stoked for this particular episode today. I am a big fan of our guest. Woo!
You are a big fan of our guest. Well, that's a good thing. That's
a good thing.
Definitely a good thing. And I'm not going to make her sit in the background and wait. You guys know her. She's been on lots of shows recently. She's got a badass Kickstarter that's popping up all over the place. You got to talk to her. If you got questions, you drop them in the chat. It's Miss Madeline Holly-Rosing. What's happening?
Hi. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thanks for being here.
You are
nice to meet you, Rich. I mean, Pops and I have met before, but I don't think you and I have.
I have not had the honor nor the pleasure. It is a pleasure to see you and meet you and fanboy over the stuff that you've been creating. Even though I have yet to purchase an issue, which I shall, I have yet to read Boston Metaphysical Society, but it looks so good and the story is so there, it's already captivating to me. Oh, by the way, I'm drawing fan art.
Thank you. That's so nice.
Oh, it's my pleasure. All right, Pops, take it away. I'm embarrassing myself already too much.
This is one of the things Rich does. He draws.
Yes, I do. Lots of times.
That's why I got confused and hit the wrong intro. The Madness Open Draw stream Rich hosts on Sundays. And everybody comes out and they all draw and they all talk about art and, form and all that stuff that I don't know nothing about. Like I said,
as they should.
I'm just a fan. I've learned so much the last few years since I started doing this, though. And met some amazing people. Boston Metaphysical Society. Why don't we start with, how did you get there? I mean, you've been doing this one for a while, so, how did you get there? And then we'll talk about where there is now.
Okay. To start off, for those of your audience that know nothing about Boston Metaphysical, the basic premise is about an ex-Pinkerton detective, a spirit photographer, and a genius scientist who battles supernatural forces in late 1800s Boston. We originally started with a 6-issue miniseries with art by Emily Yu. And that is now what we call Volume 1, our original 6-issue miniseries. And then after that, I did 4 standalone sequels with art by Gwen Tavares. And those are now all compiled into what we call Volume 2. And even better, each of those, Volume 1 and Volume 2, has an extra story, which you won't see anywhere else. And now we have a new series out called Mystery. It's Boston Metaphysical, still in the Boston Metaphysical universe, but it's called Mystery at Pikes Peak. So I'm moving the team around the country.
And every time I've looked at this the last 3 days, it creeps up.
Yeah.
Every time I look at it, it's creeping up a little bit more.
Yeah. We're still in technically what we call the doldrums in Kickstarter. So it's definitely a creep, and hopefully we'll be moving out of the creep, by the beginning of next week.
If you're 10 days out and you're still getting 2-3 backers a day, people are seeing it, they're paying attention. How hard do you work at putting this in front of maybe people that aren't comic people, but they are they like history? Like, do you go to other Facebook groups besides comic groups and drop these links?
Definitely. Because I do steampunk conventions as well. And so, I always drop the links in steampunk groups that allow me to do so. I mean, I don't like to spam groups that don't like spam. And And in the past, I have, in fact, tried to contact the administrator and say, like, hey, is it okay to do this? But fortunately, I know enough people now that, if I just do it maybe twice during the campaign, no one has a problem with it, as long as it's not, I'm not overwhelming, their Facebook group. And I don't believe in carpet bombing Facebook or Twitter anyway, just because people get snowblind after a while.
You do know the madness rule, right?
No.
In my Facebook group, I kind of encourage it because that's what the group is about, is networking and promotion. I tell everybody once a day during a live campaign, I want to see it in there once a day because 2,500 people don't come to the group every day.
Oh, yeah.
Some might only come once every 10 days. Some might only come once every 7 days and take a look and see what's happening. But if your campaign was dropped there the first thing in the morning every day, nobody going to miss it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, you're very generous in that respect. Most Facebook groups won't. They say once a week, usually.
But I tell it to everybody. So if everybody does it, the scroll's still going to move pretty fast. And there's going to be a lot of cool stuff to look at, right?
Absolutely.
Because nobody remembers to do it every day. So every day it's a different set of books that you'll see, There's only a few people that actually do it every day, but I encourage it because
I'll be sure to do that today.
Yeah, my job is to get eyes on what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't go looking up my feed and everything on Facebook. I stay away from that. I go into my group. I look and see what's going on in my group. I share out the stuff I see in my group, and then I get out of there because Facebook and Twitter are bad. You just get caught up in stuff you don't need to get caught up in. People you'd never know and argue with in real life. Why do it on the internet?
No, I don't do that. I have a policy of generally non-engagement, and if there's stupid stuff on the feed, and I look for stuff from other comic creators, from artists, obviously audio dramas, since we've done audio dramas, voice actors, I mean, all sorts of things. And just, I have fun and congratulate people and ask them questions and,
A little bit about audio drama. When did you start doing that? Was that from the beginning or something that you recently...
We did the audio drama, which is also part of the Kickstarter. It's as an add-on or a reward tier. During the pandemic, when I had no cons to go to, I decided to pivot the business, and a friend of mine and her husband co-created and produced a steampunk time travel audio drama by the name of Sage and Savant. And Eddie Louise and I, she wanted me to do an audio drama. She said, I think it'd be perfect. And for one, and I completely agreed with her, but I had no experience with it. So when I had time to do that, I said, okay, I'll do it, but only if I can bring you and your husband, Chip Michael, on board as my production team. And so I did. And we put together, I got to write an audio drama. She was my script editor. So it was a lot of fun to learn, a new format and how to tell a story just with audio. And I produced it. It's a full cast, special effects with original music. So it's like your old time radio play. And big kudos to Chip, who was our audio engineer and director, did the music. He wore so many hats, and amazingly talented man. And the actors were great. So it's actually available as a CD or a commercial-free digital download with commentary.
So you have like a narrator that sets the scene, different voice actors doing different characters?
That is correct, yes.
That's awesome. That reminds me of the radio shows when I was a kid that Mom used to do. What was it, Dark Shadows or something?
There's Dark Shadows, and there was like suspense theater, and yeah, it's it harkens back to that.
Cool. I like it. Retro cool stuff. How long is this intro or this video right here, Madeline?
Oh, the video, it's less than 3 minutes.
Do you want to play it? Do you want me to play it?
You certainly can if you like.
I would love to.
Hi, my name is Madeline Holly-Rosing, and I'm the writer-creator of the steampunk supernatural series, Boston Metaphysical Society. Welcome to our Kickstarter to print issues 1 and 2 of our brand new 4-issue miniseries, Mystery at Pike's Peak. If you're not familiar with the series, it's about an ex-Pinkerton detective, a spirit photographer, and a genius scientist who battles supernatural forces in late 1800s Boston. Our new story begins as our team flees the law in Boston and arrives at the only safe haven they can find, Tesla's experimental station in Colorado Springs. There they meet Tesla's unlikely partner, Mai Wee Chow, a scientist from the Great House Chow in California. But their stay becomes more complicated when an attempt is made on Tesla's life, and Caitlin's visions resurface in an unexpected way. Now the team find themselves caught in a web of intrigue and murder. I'm also happy to announce that we have a new artist on board by the name of Elizabeth Makedza, with coloring by Katie Brown and cover art by Angela Wu. And for the first time ever, we'll be offering variant covers by Rio Burton and Steph C. If you're new to the series, don't worry, as Volume 1 and 2 will be available in both print and digital versions. We'll also have a brand new lapel pin depicting the Tesla coil and special limited reward tiers, which include our audio drama, The Ghost Ship. The best part is that the first issue is done and the art for issue 2 is halfway completed. So please be sure to check out all of the reward tiers and pledge today. Thank you in advance for your support.
No, don't stop.
Oh, she knew I was gonna too. You see that?
There you go.
Ah! Oh my God!
Yes, you did. You're awesome. Are you good, Rick?
You okay, Rich?
Yeah.
You can always tell when Rich likes something because he gets a little verklempt. He gets a little speechless. Just sounds come out, but no words.
Miss Madeline, you have to understand. I being that I was a pro at Marvel for over a decade, and then a jaunt to DC, and then doing the stuff that I've had to work on for myself, and the quality or lack thereof of some of the books that I've seen, and how stories like this are sometimes pushed by the way, not so much pushed by the wayside, but don't get nearly the attention, at least I don't think so, as much as some of those other ones that just seem to be a fan service of, eternal 40-something or 50-something-year-old men. I see stuff like this, and it looks so put together, and it's like you really crafted this universe out of something that you firmly believe and love. And personally, it's nice to see that you have the majority of the art staff you have there is female, which I think is wonderful, because we could definitely use more female talent in the industry, in any type of creative industry, to be honest. I'm actually an HE lecturer for games art over at Confetti University, which is a sister school to Nottingham Trent University, in which I'm a traditional art teacher there. And the talent that I see coming out, I mean, if I have to be gender specific, out of the 12 or 15 fantastic artists that are there, I'd say 13 of them are female. And they continuously blow me away with their immense talent. And I'm so glad that you're continuously pushing it and making sure, or at least for this particular thing, that there are women who are drawing these things and helping out with the story. I have a colleague who would absolutely love you, to be honest. And it's like, I'm very happy that you're doing that on that type of specific thing. But as far as this story is concerned, I love this story. It reminds me of like a little bit of sorcery and a little bit of a much better version of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. So I'm truly excited to pick this up as soon as I get a chance.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Choosing female artists was quite intentional on my part, and part of it was because there is a tremendous amount of talent out there, and and a lot of female artists aren't as active on social media as, say, men are, because they get harassed.
It's true. That's I mean, as far as the visual acknowledgement of any female artist, that is true. I don't see that many. I mean, there's a couple here in Europe. There's a couple of Italian artists that I know of who are fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's over here in Europe. I mean, not to try and put down the United States or anything, but in the comic industry in general, there's a lot of that type of I don't know, like playful avarice, if you will, but it's still avarice. You know what I mean? It's something to demean someone based on their gender. And I'm not a huge fan of it, because there are so many talented artists, not only just of the female talented artists, but I mean, those of African descendancy or anybody else.
Yeah. Talent is talent.
Talent is talent. Exactly.
And
absolutely.
I used to do pinups for Kickstarters, and I would hire men for that off and on, because some of them I've had social, their colleagues through social media for many years, and I like what they've done and was happy to bring them on board. I don't do pinups anymore, just because shipping them is such a pain.
It can be, yeah. I can imagine how much of a pain that can be.
Yeah, so I've moved away from that. But also part of it's a marketing decision. And when moms bring their daughters to my table at WonderCon, which I'll be at, by the way, this coming weekend, they start talking to me, and I'll say like, oh yeah, a woman drew this, a woman created this, and this is my business. And, they use that as like, okay, sweetie, this is a role model. If you want to do this, you don't have to be afraid. Women do this if you want to. And yeah, it's different. And it's also great to give those who haven't been seen before, opportunities. And Elizabeth has been doing some others, but other comics, and I think some of her own personal stuff, but say nothing that has been around. I mean, we've actually been around for 10 years. Last year was our 10th year anniversary. And, thank you. And with an ongoing series. And so it was great. I mean, she suggested Katie, the colorist, and I went, because she said that Katie does really well with her style of art. And when I went and saw Katie's work, I said, yeah, I completely agree. And Angela, I found she had done, I think, either a variant or a pinup for Ray Chow's Skies of Fire. And I went like, let's go a little outside the box here. Let's try something different. And so I brought her on, and it's been a joy to work with her. And she's doing a bang up job.
Excellent. It's always hiring on the independent level. A lot of times I've noticed a lot of times it's a crapshoot. It really is, because there's times when it's like, especially if you have unproven talent. I mean, on that particular level, how have you run into any type of issues previously with any other type of artist or any other type of colleague that would be on a creative level from anything that you've done in your history, as far as like your artistic and creative history? Have you had any other types of issues with someone else that's less than satisfactory or promising?
Actually, no. I've been very, very fortunate in that everyone I've brought on board has really, they brought their A game.
I'm sorry?
They brought their A game.
Excellent. That's very good. That's a rare thing. I'm happy that you have that. And it really does look like that you have your A game here. Well, at the very least, the artists that you're working with, they absolutely know what the heck they're doing. I took a little bit of a glance at some of the art that's showcased in your Kickstarter, and I am very impressed. I'm very impressed. The page, the photo that I'm looking at right now with the ship all the way in the background, by the way, that's a very nice use of atmospheric perspective, by the way, which I thought was really good. I taught that a little while ago with my students, and they get it, which is great. But the way that you have everything staged here, the way the way the artist cares about your story, that's a hallmark of what it is. If an artist cares about the story that's being written, then you have an unbeatable team, and you have an unbeatable comic or graphic novel or whatever this wonderful thing might be right here.
Yeah, this is Gwen Tavares did the cover for The Ghost Ship, and she and I worked together for 4 years. And she did all of the standalone sequels, and it's kind of fun when you work with someone that long, because you start having a shorthand when you speak to each other.
Yep.
And then she'd deliver pages, and I would just say, "Oh yeah, don't forget the glowy stuff around the ghost."
Nice, lovely.
And she knew exactly what I was talking about, because when she originally drew a ghost, I'm like, okay, we need to make sure the reader knows this is a ghost, because right now it looks like a body, with half of their body cut off, floating in the air. And so she added glowy stuff. And so it just became a thing. I was like, okay, don't forget the glowy stuff. And so, yeah. But that takes, that takes years of developing. And she's a lovely person. And the only reason we're not working together anymore is because she has 2 children under the age of 3.
Uh-oh. That'll do it.
That should tell you all you need to know.
Pretty much. When her children do, in fact, get a little bit older and don't need such maintenance or anything, would you consider working with her again?
Yeah, it's possible. It really depends on where we're both at the time.
I mean, so for something ancillary, because I wouldn't expect you to hire someone for like a year or two and all of a sudden, okay, bye. I wouldn't expect you to do anything along those lines. But,
no, I wouldn't. I mean, because I put everybody under contract, so everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. Now, once again, it's well, let me ask you a question. Nuts and bolts of it, I might as well ask, what got you to this point where you created the Boston Metaphysical Society?
It originally started as a TV pilot that I wrote at UCLA Film School.
I was wondering if this was actually going to be a film of sorts or a series of any kind.
Well, the original 6-issue series was adapted from the TV pilot, and the rest of the stories are completely standalone. I just kept going, and while we were in production for the original 6-issue miniseries, I started writing short stories and novellas, basically to start developing canon for myself. And then eventually I had enough stories that I put them together in an anthology. And we actually have the second edition of that out. And so it just kept growing when the world got bigger and bigger and bigger. And so I figured I could do whatever I wanted.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
On rock and roll, yo.
What happened?
Something happened to Pops.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
I'm here. I just say you built this city on rock and roll. That's what I said.
Oh God, no! Ew! I hate that song. God.
Rich, the musical Tourette's guy hates a song. Oh, I don't believe you.
No, we built that was the downfall of Starship. That Jefferson Starship, man. No. Grace Slick was no longer Grace Slick. She was probably Grace, whatever her original name was. It's like, no, she was gone at that point, and that hurts my feelings. Sorry. I know. That's just me. But But once again, what was I going to say? God, what else is there? I'm going to just ask the basic question, if you don't mind me asking. What's the next? Do you have any other potential ideas coming down the pipeline within the next 5 years, or are you going to stick with Boston Metaphysical Society after a little while? What are your plans after this?
You mean other projects?
Yes, that's what I was. Yes, forgive me.
Other projects other than Boston Metaphysical. That I've had a number of them on the back burner, but this has kind of taken over my life. And what I do is, if I have time, I'll do a story for a comic anthology. I think I'm in like 5 of them now. I got to go check. I don't remember. The last one I did was for The Dark Side of Purity from Band of Bards comics. And
very good.
And then I do some other things. Yeah, there's some projects that I would like to do. But carving the time out is tough.
Oh, it's me.
Because Boston Metaphysical is the one that supports everything. So I can't really ignore it. So this is part of what helps fund my creations. So I do have to pay attention to it and keep creating Boston Metaphysical things.
Of course, yeah, because because it's like it's rare that I ever get excited for any type of book that I see, especially in the independent circuit. And again, it's really refreshing and it looks like you've been doing this for quite some time. When did you actually start? Like, what was your first gig, if you will? What was your first writing gig in this type of media?
Well, for comics, it was Boston Metaphysical.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's up there.
Yeah. No.
How are you liking the experience as of now? How are you liking the experience so far? What are the... Go ahead. I'm sorry. You first.
Well, what happened is that the TV pilot made the rounds. People liked it. But this was a long time ago. And so steampunk or steampunk-ish hadn't really hit the mainstream.
Really?
So it was suggested that I turn it into a graphic novel and then sell it back to Hollywood. Well, a funny thing happened during this process and this journey is I discovered I really like writing comics and I love the independent creator community. And so I stayed and I just kept producing comics. And then I did prose and I have the novel, a prequel novel. I have to go back. There's actually a trilogy of novels that I want to finish that are also a prequel, but they cover what I call the House Wars, which is the Boston Metaphysical equivalent of the American Civil War.
Oh, wow.
And
oh my goodness!
I need to go back. I finished the first one, but now I got to go write the next 2. So I mean, there's a lot on the plate besides just dealing with life.
Well, there's that definitely, and I can see this continuously expanding. If you would expand any of this, how far do you think you'd be able to take this as far as this concerned? I mean, any other stories that you have Do you see it branching off into any divergent paths aside from the main portion of where Boston Metaphysical Society can be at that point? Or do you think you're just going to stay on this avenue for a little while? Or do you see anything potentially from this?
I know there's going to be probably at least one more mini series after this one because of the way I set this. I mean, this is a complete story, but it's open-ended that, something else needs to be done. And after that, I'm not sure because there's other supporting characters that I would love to flesh them out because they're very interesting to me. One of the novellas in Prelude, it's called Steampunk Rat, and it's a YA novella about a young Jonathan Weldsmore who becomes the father-in-law for Samuel Hunter, one of our main characters. But it's him when he's younger and more happy, and how his relationship with his grandmother and everything that he's done leading up to that. And there's a brief bit in there about his grandmother, who's the head of House Weldsmore, the Great House Weldsmore. And I really liked her character, so I plucked her character out, and she's one of the main characters that will be a part of the House Wars trilogy.
When do you expect and when does the House Wars trilogy expect to come out?
That is a very good question. I cannot answer that. I really hope to get started on the second novel this summer. That would be nice.
That's rather prolific. You have all this going on.
Yeah.
I see my friend's books here too. You're involved in some of these Bookshare things. These are great. I love these.
Oh yeah, we do. I always do at stretch goals, digital bundles. I reach out to friends and colleagues to see if they'd like to, take part on it, and almost everybody says yes. I mean, it's free advertisement for everybody.
Yeah, I see people there. I see Silverline, and I see Timothy Fling, some Water Wars.
Yeah, Water Wars is fantastic. Also, Miskatonic High. Divinity and Ember I have yet to read. Hopeless Main looks rather good, but again, I got to take a look at it. But this right over here is pretty much a creme de la creme of a lot of the stuff that I actually do like. You have good taste, I got to admit. Damn.
More Silverline.
More Silverline.
Yeah. When I met Roland, he was very kind to offer. So we dropped those in there, and Spider Squirrel, which Charlie and I, who's a creator of Spider Squirrel, we talked on Facebook quite a bit, but I finally got to read it, and it was pretty funny. So
I have heard good things about Spider Squirrel, and of course
he does a real interesting thing with it, which I didn't expect, and I kudos to him.
But also, you see Matt Knowles and Steph Cannon there. Some
oh yeah,
Heirs of Isildur, good stuff. Cat and Mouse, Kalis. Oh look, you know what's up. You come over here and you're gonna get a cool bundle of books when you back this one for sure.
Oh yeah. Right now, we've passed 4 stretch goals, so everyone who backs right now is going to be getting an additional 12 digital comics, and those who back at the level will be getting not only the digital comics, but 2 the magnets that you've seen, and the experimental station bookmark. And we're well on our way to the 5th stretch goal, which is to upgrade it from stainless steel to copper finish. And I've done these bookmarks before. They are so cool. They are absolutely beautiful.
I want a bookmark, but I live in the UK, so I got to pay for that UK trip, the UK postage.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do get a good rate through pirate ship, but yes, you do have to pay the postage and the VAT. Unfortunately, that's not a problem at all. At some point, I will definitely get this. Now, after this Kickstarter finishes, do you have a website that you'd be able to purchase these books outside of it? Yes, I do. It's bostonmetaphysicalsociety.com or queenofmercia.com. Queen of Mercia is my corporate name, and it all falls into the same website. It just says, the official website of me. And so, yeah, there's a web store through that. Though once we get close to shipping these books, I will be setting up a pre-order store as well.
Now, that's my next question. Do you do all the fulfillment yourself?
Yes.
We have somebody that does that.
Yeah, I think this time what we're going to do is I'm probably going to hire a couple friends and rent some tables, put them out front in the yard, and hopefully it'll be a beautiful Southern California day. Bring in lunch, and we just pack all day, get maybe 2/3 of them done, and then my husband and I will take care of the ones that have all the little special stuff.
I just want you to know we have somebody that's in logistics. That's what he does. And he's created a database for completely simplifying fulfillment. The cost comes out of the shipping charge, not out of your pocket. And he does all the work for you. You might want to talk to RJ over there at Critical Blast. I'm just saying.
I will think about that.
Yeah,
Problem is I sign everything.
Well, that doesn't matter. Then the ones you sign, you ship. They go to him. He handles all the fulfillment with all the extras. Like all the bookmarks would just get sent straight to him, right?
Yes.
And then it's the way he has it laid out. It's like it isn't even. Okay, this is Madeline's order. Let's load this. It's like all the orders that are like this. We're gonna pack 30 or 40 that are exactly the same. Then we're going to print out 30 or 40 labels to get that tier. Bang, 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 bang. They're done. It's like he's got it simplified to the point of ridiculousness. And he does it for a lot of people.
Yeah. No, I do it as well. No, I have a thermal label printer. I have all of that. And if you look behind me, you can see, this is
that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have RJ do it for you so you can just keep on arting.
Just keep writing. Yep. No, I'm sure that's going to happen at some point, but
yeah, well, I see it over 600. I was like, it might be time for you to get somebody else to do this for you.
Well, if I may ask about that, when the first time you actually had to do your own distribution, can you give our audience an example of any potential pratfalls or pitfalls from such a thing? Because when I did mine the first time about 3 years ago, I will admit I underestimated how much the postage was going to cost and whether the type of websites would be able to do it for me cheaper. So when you first started doing the very first time you started to distribute your own stuff, what would you say was the biggest issue as far as like trying to complete this is concerned?
Well, actually what I did before, I never had a problem with postage because I prototype all my packages ahead of time. So I know how much they weigh and I know how much they cost.
I guess if you were going to do anything, your advice would be to make sure that you have an idea of how much it's going to cost before anything else, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I prototype everything. It's a pain in the butt, but I have a spreadsheet. I know how much everything weighs and how much it's going to weigh packaged. We've been using the S165 Uline mailers, which have been great.
I love the Uline stuff.
Yeah.
They're always really good. When it comes to anything logistics, they're fantastic.
Yeah. And I also use Paper Mart here locally for my foam and my bubble because it works out. I'm not a big fan of Uline, but they got everything. So what are you going to do? But I may be moving over to Gemini mailers, which are slightly heavier than the S165s, just for a lot of reasons. And there's a discount through Geek Collective, and I know that Gemini has multiple purchase when you order vast quantities, you get a discount.
Yeah.
So I'm at that level where I'm going to be ordering a
You're
lot
gonna
of
get a pallet. You're gonna get a pallet of Geminis.
Yeah.
Oh, she already has a pallet. That's a lot of stuff you're getting. That's a lot
Yeah,
of, that's a
well,
lot of
I have
fulfillment you're gonna have to
really
do.
good
That's
boxes
amazing.
that I also get from. Actually, I get that from Paper Mart, and those are really good boxes, and I use them particularly for overseas.
Now, Rich might not know, but we have
Rich
a
knows
mutual
nothing.
friend. All of us have a mutual friend, Christie Shinn, and Christie
Yes.
did the cover of your Kickstarter guide, your book
That's
on
right,
how
Christie
to
did.
run a Kickstarter, right?
That is absolutely correct. That's what she did.
And
That's where she got all of her knowledge about a Kickstarter. Huh?
now check it out. It's like Madeline has published a book with all the do's and don'ts and helpful hints about running a Kickstarter. But the main one that cracks me up the most is don't do it.
Yeah, no, there's a reason for that, and I have a good story. Many years ago at WonderCon, a gentleman came to my table and bought the Kickstarter book on a Friday night. He comes back Saturday morning, comes to my table. He says, "I'm never going to run a Kickstarter. I read your book. I'm never going to run a Kickstarter." And I said, that is the best $10 you ever spent, because now you know what is required to run a successful Kickstarter. And if you don't want to do that, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's really okay. If you have other ways of, maybe saving $100 a month, or you can you can self-fund another way, that's fine. There is nothing wrong with not wanting to run a Kickstarter. It is a second full-time job.
It sure is. Oh,
which
God,
is one
it
of the
is.
reasons. I mean, not only do you have to have a good product that people want to buy, but you have to do what I do. I mean, I'm doing 24 interviews this month.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And
Well, by April,
I have 2 more to go after you.
God.
So, I mean, yeah, I start in January. I start making these appointments in January. That's when I reached out to you, Pops, and you said, "Oh, go to this link and go contact all of the network people." And that's exactly what I did. I introduced myself, said, "Here I am. I'd love to be on your show," and boom, 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 it's done.
Yep.
But you have to have the fortitude and the time to go and make the effort to do that. And if you don't have the time, if you have other prior commitments, that's okay.
and one of my things, like when somebody comes to me and asks about shows, and I'm like, now it's like, it's not just, okay, well, we got the Monday Madness and CromCon. Now there's a whole plethora of different shows on the network and different people that are doing different things. And it's like, now I just send the link. Here's all the different shows on the network. All these people are into madness. You just contact the ones that fit with what you're doing. Everybody's happy, right?
Yeah.
But then I have to avoid watching half of my shows so that I'm not sitting here already knowing all the answers to all the questions. Because I'm a fan and I like to be surprised.
Sure.
I don't do all the shows anymore. So sometimes I'll be producing in the background and somebody will ask a guest a question. And I'll be like, "Oh, crap, I was going to ask that on Monday." It's like, oh, well, I'll figure something else out. But I really did want to focus a little bit on that Kickstarter guide.
Okay.
Because for anybody out there who's never done this and you're thinking about doing this, like she said, it's probably the best $10 you'll ever spend. It's going to give you insight into what's coming. It's going to make you understand that you have to pull out every hat in the business. Okay, you got to be the promoter. You got to be you got to be your own agent. You have to be your own everything, accountant. All the way down the line, like fulfillment. It's all different things you got to know how to do, or you're going to fall on your face at some point going, "Oh crap, somebody help." And the other thing is, it's never a bad idea to ask your friends for help. That's why we're all here. That's why we're building this massive network of different people, so that we all get the same, looks. I want everybody to see Madeline's book just as much as I want everybody to see Jim O'Reilly's book or Rich Perotta's book. I want to get as many eyes on what people do as possible. We're broadcasting to 8 different places right now.
That's great.
It's like you're on Facebook and Twitter and Twitch in different groups on Facebook. And it's like we have some people that actually let us broadcast live in their groups, because what we're doing is trying to help. This is amazing stuff. Madeline been doing this for a while. You guys, look, 600 something backers. Go ahead, get behind this. There's 10 days left. I'd love to see this thing get to 1,000 backers.
Yeah, we've been like this close the last 2 Kickstarters. Technically we made over 1,000, but people drop out for whatever reason, and which is fine. But yeah, it's like we've always been just this close. So yeah, it would be wonderful to break 1,000.
That would be amazing. The 1,000 and the 30,000. How about that? 1,000 and 30,000. Let's hit.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
That's good milestones right there. It's been almost an hour. Like I said, I'm not going to be like Laurie. I'm not going to keep you out here until you know. I don't know what else to say. But I do want to give you the floor, and so that you can tell everybody exactly where you're at, what you want to do, what you're hoping for out of this, and hell, maybe we can bring you some more backers.
That would be awesome. Thank you. But yeah, this Boston Metaphysical Society Mystery at Pikes Peak is our brand new 4-issue miniseries. We are on Kickstarter right now to print issues 1 and 2, which is available in both digital and print, along with our original with Volume 1 and Volume 2. We have been around for a while. If you just want to get your feet wet in the world, we have a tier which I call the starter set or the starter kit. And it's Volume 1 of the graphic novel, the original 6-issue miniseries, and the prequel novel, A Storm of Secrets. So you get your graphic novel fix and you get your prose fix. And it gives you the foundation for the entire universe. Plus, we have some cool add-ons and other reward tiers. So if you're big into lapel pins, we have a brand new pin. We have the CD and commercial-free digital download for our audio drama. There's many ways to enjoy Boston Metaphysical. And I shouldn't forget about our wonderful variant covers by Rio Burton and Steph C. They are limited. I'm not printing a lot of those, so you need to get them while you can, because once they're gone, they will be gone. And we're also doing metal covers for the first time, and they are almost gone too. So if metal is your thing, you probably want to jump on that ASAP.
Shall we play this too?
Yes.
You don't need to play that if you want. That's just basically what I just told you.
I was going to say, if you go to queenofmercia.com and you want to find out what's up with the Boston Metaphysical, you can read the first issue for free.
That's true. You can.
I'm looking at it right now. Oh,
yeah, we originally started as we originally started as a web comic. So yeah, when we revamped the website, I just kept it up. And so, yeah, you can do that. And then pick up, if your digital is your thing, you can pick up digital of the rest.
Now, I will say I don't digital. And mainly that's because when I sit in this chair, I go to work. I read comics over there.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I sit in the chair, it's like, oh, promotion time. Oh, who's doing what? Oh, got to do this, got to do that show, got to set this up. It's work. I don't sit here and read comics. But when the power goes out, a little flashlight, get that reading stack, go through the whole stack in a few hours. You know, that's what I save them for that. I don't know. Part of it is, old people eyes trying to read on a phone or a tablet. You know, it's kind of hurts my head right here.
Yeah, I can do a tablet. I don't much like doing it on the phone.
Yeah.
But,
But
yeah, it's not very relaxing.
you give me that comic book. I have a tray, a padded tray for my lap. I have a comic guard that I put around the covers so that I don't get fingerprints all over them while I'm reading them. I'm a little bit anal when it comes to my comics, but I'm still the old school guy that's got to have it in my hand.
Yeah, no, everybody's different. I mean, I have my office is not just my office. It's also like the exercise room and fulfillment and library. So I tend to go to digital comics now because I just physically don't have the space anymore.
Right. And that I get, but then at the same time, when the power goes out, you don't got nothing.
Yeah, I still have other. I have hardback versions. I make sure I get like my Christmas and birthday gift. I have.
Yes.
I get hardbacks of books and things like that, and other trades and whatever's interested to me.
I want to ask one thing though. What's been your favorite part of this journey since you decided, from the day you decided you're going to do comic number 1 to today, where you're launching, you're on your 12th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's been your favorite part of that journey from 1 to a dozen?
Probably meeting the people in the community.
I'll go with that because I've met a lot of
awesome
people.
It's I guess you could say I found my people.
There you go. And I so totally agree with that. Look, before I started doing any of this, I used to come out in a couple of Facebook groups showing off what I got this week. Right? That's how I did. I come out and I'd be like, look, I scored this at the LCS or I scored this in the dollar bins or whatever, and that was what I did. And then when COVID shut everything down, all I had was a whole bunch of friends that were worried about how am I going to make any money this summer.
Yeah.
It's like their whole livelihood got shot down when Seattle went down. It's like the whole summer closed when Seattle went down. Right.
Yeah.
And that's when I started doing CromCon every month. Was the next month after, it was April of 20. And we're about next month to do our 37th show or something. 3-year anniversary next month. It's going to be big, and you're more than welcome to come hang out with us.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Bet.
Sounds like fun.
Well, it usually is. But next month being the 3-year anniversary, I'm thinking about doing something a little big, maybe do some giveaways and stuff like that I don't usually do, because I do the show every month. If I did giveaways every month, then any people would just come for the giveaway.
Yeah.
I want you to come look at y'all's books and buy y'all's books. But yeah, next month I'm thinking about doing something just a little bit bigger. So,
there you go.
Well, that sounds like fun. Well, yeah, fun. Definitely let me know.
Oh yeah, we will. We got anything else for her before we let her go, Rich?
No, sir. I'm good. I'm just happy to have met her. It was a pleasure speaking with you today. Oh yeah, I did that.
Oh, thank you. That's cool. Our 3 main characters: Samuel Hunter, Caitlin O'Sullivan, and Granville T. Woods. And if you didn't know, Granville is a historical figure. He's an African-American scientist who I pulled from history and had him join the team because I could on the writer.
Nicely done. Yes, you can.
Rich. Very good.
Yes,
Rich.
sir. What?
I said very good, Rich. Looks good.
That was all right. I wanted to see how I can go with it, and I love doing stuff like this. It's fun, And no, I'm just having fun with it. I mean, I'm already like, this is the only time I ever really get to draw, to be honest with you. I mean, whenever I get a chance, because if it's not school, it's traveling back and forth. If it's not that, it's grading. If it's not that, it's talking with students. So it's like the madness is kind of like a refuge for me to draw something. And I figure, why not draw anything that anybody decides to show up with when it comes to their Kickstarters or their creations. And a lot of times I have a lot of fun. So, yay, thank you for allowing me to do this.
Well, thank you. And it sounds like it's very relaxing.
It is. 'Cause I used to do this for a profession, and I still kind of do. It's just that, teaching has taken over my life, and that next to that has taken precedence because it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Yeah,
well, that's great.
We've watched Rich change over the last few months. He's grown as an artist because he now teaches art.
It's amazing how you can. It's amazing what you remember when you start teaching it. A lot of times, whenever you're doing anything, like let's say you're writing, and there's certain types of things that you do when it comes to your writing, and you forget the instructions because you know how to do it already. And then when you have to take the techniques that you've learned over time, and then you have to put it into words to project to another student, it's like, wait, how do I actually do it? Because it's like there's a couple of things that you have to like remember as far as stages are concerned to give it more of a general knowledge instead of something that you've picked up over all the time that you've worked on it. And that's actually made me fall in love with drawing again because I've understood perspective a lot more. I've understood composition a lot more, even color theory a lot more. And it's made me grow as an artist, but also grow as a person because of the numerous amount of personalities that I have to deal with. And they're all great. I love all my students. They're all fantastic. A couple of them like being late, but that's okay. I don't mind. It's just one of those things where it's like, the thing that you wind up teaching, you fall in love with again. And, I'm having fun. I'm having fun with it. But yes, thank you. I'm doing what I can, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I'm doing it.
Great.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm not going to keep you.
Miss Madeline, thank you for being here. Really.
Yes.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you
so
for
much.
having me on the show. It was great meeting you, Rich, and seeing you again, Pops. And I wish you both a great day, and keep sending more backers my way.
We will do our best. Don't forget to drop that link in the madness.
Yeah, because this all goes to BMS. This all goes to producing more things and better things, and it's actually sending me places where I learn more too.
There you go.
So,
There you go. I learn stuff almost every show. Almost every show I learn something, either about what I'm trying to do, where my vision's going, or stuff from you guys to help make this work better. This network, this I don't know. I don't even know what to call it. It's just a network of cool people, and everybody's got, everybody's got these awesome projects, and nobody has a Marvel or a DC marketing department behind them.
No.
You know what I mean? Nobody can just sit there and art knowing that their book's going to sell. Hooray! Right? We all need each other. We all need to help each other get seen, especially to like-minded, people that would be interested. It's one thing to share it on your feed. It's another thing to share it to a group like that. There's people in that group that would dig this, like a steampunk group. Okay.
Yeah.
It's one thing to share it on your feed. It's taking it to the next level to go into a steampunk group and drop that link and say, you guys might be interested in this. That's when you know that what you're doing is really helping people when you go to the next level. But every share helps, every retweet helps, every acknowledgement of what somebody's doing. Just keep doing that. Keep throwing it out there. We can be our own gigantic marketing department.
Absolutely. No, yeah, I sort of I think us in the comic creator community we're our own street team.
Yep. And when everybody works together, people do a lot better. So just think about that, y'all. When you're pushing somebody else, chances are they and their fans are going to help push you. So work together. I love seeing the digital bundles. I love seeing that interaction between the different creators. Hey man, you can put this on your campaign if I put on mine. That kind of stuff. Connecting covers with people, like another steampunk type book, right? You get with that creator and you go, hey man, let's do like a connecting cover with my characters on your book and your characters on my book. Stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I actually don't do that.
I actually have some really cool connecting covers. Like one was Voodoo Nations and Mojo Risen. There's two different voodoo type books, but they put the two characters on the books with the same background. And they connected the covers together, like their stabs went across into each other's book or whatever, But when you put them together, it was one picture.
Mm-hmm.
It entices people to buy both books.
Yeah. No,
Cross
it can't. I have done other. Yeah, I do cross promotion and other, but it's another issue. Bringing my characters into somebody else's world and vice versa.
No, I just mean like on the cover, not like.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, like this is Mavericks and Natverse, two different sets of characters, but you see who's down here underneath the.
Yes.
There's Crom. So you got three different three different IPs represented in one print. If you bought both them books, you got this print. You see what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. I love cross promotion. I think it's one of the smartest things small creators can do is help push each other. So, just stuff to think about for everybody.
Absolutely. Well, thank you once again for having me on the show. I need to
honor is ours. Thank you, Miss.
Yeah, I need to go grab the dogs.
You take care, dear. It's a pleasure to see you, and I hope I see you again soon. Good luck with
absolutely. Thank you.
Good luck with your campaign, and I would love to speak to you again at some point.
Great. Me too.
You take care, dear.
I want to talk to you during fulfillment. If that's okay, I'd love for you to come out during fulfillment. If I don't see you again before the end of your campaign, just to tell people what it's like trying to fulfill for 600. If you're going to prepare them for everything, right?
Yeah.
That is true.
Prepare them for success, baby. We want 1,000 backers. Y'all go check this one out for sure. And go over there to Queen of Mercia. You can read book 1. Find out if it's something you're down with, and then go get the rest.
Great.
You take care, Miss Madeline. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day. She's so cool. I like her.
She's lovely. She's a lovely human being.
So I didn't. Yes. I don't have a second guest. I was going to have Laurie come out and do a little pre-launch thing on her campaign, which is launching at 7 p.m. tonight for Path of the Pale Rider 3. If y'all didn't know, we will be launching that on this network. I think RJ will be hosting that show.
Okay.
Starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. The launch will take place at 7.
Yeah.
You know.
I do.
I got that song.
So can we bring anybody on just for the sake of it? Or do we want to close the show? Or do we want to just do all sorts of crazy crap? Something like that? I don't know. I have nothing to do. It's like 8 o'clock. I'm not going to bed yet. It's not my bedtime yet. I can stay up a little bit later.
Well, I mean, if you want to draw something, you're more than welcome. That's
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to do something.
Make you leave or anything.
I know. Hey, does anybody want to show up? Anybody out there in the madness?
You want me to you want me to just link this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I don't like the link. I don't like the link itself because look.
Yes, yeah.
BBR 666.
Okay, that inspires me. Oh my God, let me see.
Hey, Rich.
What?
I got a question for you.
No.
Are you ready?
The answer's no.
Who
What?
is Big D Wild?
I don't remember. I don't know who it is.
I know
who it is. I'm almost there, man. I think the end of the month I'm going to start doing stuff again. You know, I have to, because I've been wanting to do this for quite some time. Now I have a lot of stuff that's going on that I'm like, I'm acquiring more things by just like, man, I'm like learning the barter system of the yin yang. It's like I traded in a very inexpensive clothes rack for a 5x4 whiteboard. And those fuckers go for about a good 80, 90 pounds easily here in the UK. And it's just like, damn, you know, I don't have to worry about the whiteboard now. And also a couple of other things that I've been looking for online. I've done a little barter thing here and there. And I have a bathroom shelf. I have a couch, a pimp couch, and it's awesome. I have a big ass table that's going to be for
what's a pimp couch?
Production wise.
Hold up.
A pimp couch is when it's like any chick that comes over and decides to want to take her clothes off for me, I can draw her while she's on the pimp couch. You know, and I know, right? I know. It's horrible, but it's also true. It's true.
I think they call it a different kind of couch and different kinds of mediums. You know what I'm saying?
No. It's really great. You know, it's like, it's very comfy, you know, and it's like I can light incense and like candles and stuff, you know, and then play some Boys to Men or like genuine.
Hold up. What'd you say? Boys to Men. Are you Rich?
What?
Boys to Men?
Boys to Men. Why not? Woo!
Dude, Al Green, come on. Al Green, bro.
Oh, that's for old people. 62.
Marvin Gaye, bro.
Boys to Men with the actual F. Be quiet, Dawn. You probably rocked the New Kids on the Block when you were younger. I bet Dawn was like in the orchestra seats when New Kids Are on the Block and Backstreet Boys fucking headlined at the arena or like the county fair where she lives. You know, it's something like that. You know, so I don't want to hear it, Dawn. Okay, there's your face.
No.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Oh God. Color Me Bad. Oh, I love Color Me Bad. They were so terrible. Oh my God. Oh God. They were the most quintessential crap 90s boy band that, oh God, they were so horrible. Oh God, they were the most manufactured thing since Disney clones. I mean, come on, man.
Earth, Wind, and Fire was the shit.
NSYNC was barf. NSYNC was definitely barf. A lot of them were barf.
And if you've never heard of the Brothers Johnson,
I have. I think I have somewhere.
The Brothers Johnson, you need to go check that out. Check out a particular song called "Get the Funk Out My Face."
Yeah.
And I don't say that because of the lyrics, dude. George Johnson is like bass god. He really is. He slapped the shit out of a bass. It's amazing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He's
Bring Dawn on. Dawn, show up. Come on, Dawn. I want to make fun of you, and you can make fun of me and say rude things about me like you always do because you're mean and terrible. But that's okay. I deserve it. You know?
Nobody wants to say mean and terrible things about you, bro.
Everybody should, because I'm a bad boy.
Bring out the best in them.
I'm a bad boy. I need to be spanked. I need to be punished. Help me! Where's Carissa Grant? She's very good at being nasty to me.
I like.
How about Paul Gomez? Paul, are you there?
Family Stone. Sly and the Family Stone.
Yes, that's some good stuff. Oh wait, no, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna draw, man. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I don't know what to draw. Galactus eating a pizza. Galactus.
How about the surfer flying by and stealing the pizza from Galactus' hand right as he's getting ready to take a bite?
Oh, because that slice of pizza would be the size of a car. He's not going to eat a pizza.
But the
He doesn't
surfer's
need to
cosmic. He can carry it. That's no problem.
Dude, Galactus is the only one that needs to eat. Silver Surfer doesn't need to do anything. He is sustained by the power of the cosmos. He doesn't need food.
Though, not pizza.
He doesn't need food. He does not need food. Galactus likes pizza.
Earth-sized piece of pizza.
He's a pizza guy. Galactus is definitely a pizza guy. I can tell. He looks like one of those. He looks like a Genzo. That's him.
Look at your screen, Rich.
What? Where?
Look at your screen.
Oh, what's the finger? Are you showing me the booger that you just picked out? Oh, lovely. I'm so glad.
Oh my God, it looked just like you.
Oh God! Oh wow. Okay, I'm going to come back to that one later. That's going to be a big, bad, terrible thing. Hi, Dawn. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm up to my ears in grading students, and I plan on helping a couple of them out because a couple of them had had quite a few issues over this term, and I want to make sure that they have a fighting chance of passing more than I don't want them to fail or anything, because that would suck. Because I know that they're really good artists. Just like everybody in their life, you just need a little bit of a push or a little bit of a step up. So that's pretty much it. But then again, that's how I am as a teacher. I am a dedicated soul.
So what
How about you? How was your day? I'm sorry?
I'm finally feeling human today. And yes, I'd like to do Kids on the Block. I've never seen them in concert. NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. Blech.
New Kids are gay.
Well, now I get that.
I hate New Kids on the Block.
No, look,
especially Donnie
Wahlberg. Wait.
Show us the shirt, Don. Show us the shirt. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. That says it all. There ain't no New Kids on no block.
Is that a song from them? Run through the hills, run for your lives, or something? Is that a song?
Run through the hills.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought it was I thought it was from O-Town or something like that, because it's I know those guys would really love to do all that metal stuff. Them and Color Me Bad, I heard they came together and they did a metal album. That would be so dope. Color Me Bad singing all of Metallica's greatest hits. That would be the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Rich,
hold on, I have to shut the door because apparently...
Is Dawn officially annoyed yet?
No. Not by you.
Man.
It takes a lot more to... And then there's this one.
God. Hi, Kitty. What's her name? What's his name?
Georgette.
Hi. Oh, my God.
She's annoying me more than you right now because she keeps opening the damn door.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep opening the door to your mind and heart so I can continuously annoy you. Ha, 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 ha. La, 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 la. La, 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 la.
Okay.
I see. What does I see warrior mean?
Interstitial cystitis. It's my bladder disease that I have.
Oh, wow. How are you feeling, by the way?
I'm feeling a lot better. I feel human today.
I just did a little bit of reading on fibromyalgia. How are you feeling with that? You doing okay, I hope?
Yeah.
Okay. As one can feel.
Really? I never know when Rich is going to be a nice or an asshole, so I have to,
being nice, and I'm not an asshole, young lady. Okay, chill out right there. I'm not an asshole. I am an ass, but I'm not an asshole. But I'm also a very considerate human being, believe it or not.
Yeah. So those are the three biggest things as to why I'm trying to get on disability. So.
How is that going? I mean, I guess
Crap.
Does that depend on the state? It does. What state are you in?
I'm in Illinois, and my disability is up to the federal level now.
It's 420.
Really?
It's 3:20 here. I have an hour.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So.
Why is it all of a sudden have to go to the federal level?
Hold up. Dawn, what's Michaela doing today? What's she doing?
I think she's working today. I don't know. It's not my day to keep an eye on her. I think she's working.
And what are you doing, Burr?
Huh?
What are you doing for Michaela? I think that's what he's trying to get at.
I really haven't done anything for Michaela. I just got home from a whole bunch of errands that I've been putting off for the past 4 days.
See, and
What
now
else
is the time. Now is the time and the opportunity to drop.
To do what? To
Drop
do what?
Michaela's links in the chat.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's an invasion of privacy. Don't do it. Okay, go ahead and do it. That would be great.
I was going to say, I thought you liked to invade privacies.
I need a minute to respond to that. I think I don't know. something dark side. I don't know.
I'm gonna mess with
what happened?
You still got guests?
I don't care if Quentin has guests. Quentin has no taste.
Yes, Quentin.
What in the hell did you guys do? Oh, there we go.
I don't know. I didn't do anything. I'm just like, I'm drawing a space squid.
How'd you do with your spaceship yesterday?
What?
Your spaceship from yesterday.
The spaceship from yesterday?
The spaceship from yesterday.
Yes, I heard. Jesus Christ, I'm not deaf.
Yeah, it's debatable.
I think, well, maybe I just wasn't interested in what you were saying, Pops. There,
Yeah,
okay? How does that sound?
There you go.
Here.
That sounds
All right,
more.
look at my beautiful mahogany table. I am, I like this one. That one right there. I like this one right over here.
It's the black
It's
hole.
That's the black hole sun. Yep, I'm going to make it a couple adjustments with some of the weaponry over here because, again, like I said before, this is a star that they're using as an engine, which is a virtually inexhaustible supply of energy. And as a result of the technology that they're using, gravity that the sun has within itself is being repelled outward, which makes it an almost impenetrable force field. Instead of like any type of missile or any type of laser beam actually like hitting it and exploding on the surface of it, what it does is the gravity is so strong it bends the light or it just alters the trajectory of whatever projectile is coming towards it. So it doesn't actually hit anything, but it just has that almost impenetrable thing. The only thing that can match it is any type of energy from another star. Now, I'm going to work on a couple of other things here, but I'm going to make sure that this is going to be like a weapon, kind of like a Cardassian ship. Are you a fan of Star Trek at all, Don?
No, more Star Wars.
I don't blame you. There's a faction or a race of beings called the Cardassians, and they have a jewel or a jewel-like material in the front and sides of their starship that it focuses whatever energy beam it comes out. It's their version of a phaser, and that's exactly what this is going to be here. This is going to be a spherical object, and the energy is just going to be pinpointed at one point within a 180-degree radius from that area, and it just zap, and then like it just destroys really bad people or good people. And if it has a configuration that all their weapons fire at the same time and destroy a planet, so yeah. Destroy the planet. Back. And this is a space squid. There you go. Big calamari from outer space. Ooh.
That's probably what's laying on his couch right now.
What's laying on my couch? A space squid?
Yeah.
And it's prettier than you, so don't worry about it. Ooh, see that? Oh my God, that's horrible. I obviously don't.
Insulted me. I think I'm gonna... Whoops.
I'm sorry about all those like terrible like pratfalls that you have to go through. When did fibromyalgia become something that was only eligible on a federal level? That's an unusual thing.
It's not that the problem is that the judge from the original hearing read into some other stuff and And my RA, my rheumatoid arthritis is seronegative, so my blood test doesn't show that I have it, but my blood test won't show I have RA because it's seronegative, but the judge didn't know what seronegative was, so when I had to school him, he got mad, and that was kind of part of it too. He had his little ego shrunk by me, and he had to be an ass about it.
That's disgusting. I'm very sorry to hear that. That's really horrible.
Yeah,
it's amazing how who lets people like that become judges. You know, because you're supposed to be impartial. You're supposed to, at least at the very least, have some form of empathy instead of taking it out on someone. I mean, that's not really cool. That's actually really nasty and disgusting and rather immature.
Well, and honestly, my lawyers are like, this just doesn't make any sense. So,
have you considered changing venues? Is that a possibility?
No, because we're already up to the federal level. So one of my lawyers is actually in New York. I live in Illinois, and I have a lawyer in New York.
That much? Jesus Christ! How is there any solution that you might be coming up to within like a few months? I can't imagine this is easy for you.
Yeah, let's see, well, they said it could take up to a year, and that was, I think, about 4 months ago that was said. Just playing the waiting game. So
that's really terrible.
I hang out with the cats. Ted takes care of me, thank God.
That's good. I do hope you feel better, because that's a really horrible thing to go through. I mean, I can only imagine how horrible it might be.
Yeah, and I think once, right now it's like I'm in a holding pattern, and it's like, well, once I can actually get a little bit of money in, that I can try to take care of myself, then I can move forward with trying to do stuff for me. So if you ever have an opportunity, don't ever get rheumatoid arthritis. It's not fun.
No, I plan on not. I mean, I had cancer a couple of years ago. I'm not really fun with it. Not really fond of having any type of disease or anything. It turns out, it was supposed to be like some sort of small bit of cancer. It turns out it was only 95 of my lymph nodes, and it was stage 2, which I found really yummy, because they didn't, here in the NHS, thank God for the NHS, but they didn't realize it was stage 2 cancer. So I'm still going through all those regular checks every few months. I had the radiotherapy, which was always pleasant. And I had the radiotherapy on my neck because they had to cut my neck from the bottom of the ear to my sternum, pull my skin open, and then cut my neck muscle in half. So I was technically decapitated for about 6 hours while they reached into my chest and pulled that shit out of me. And then they sewed me back, and then they put me back together. So I was like, oh, wow, great. That's just excellent. I look like Frankenstein at this point, which I actually really liked because it made me look better or tougher or something, but, but that's, yeah, I know, right? Scars of love. But afterwards, what happened with there? Oh, yeah, then I had the radiotherapy, and they put the radiotherapy on my face. And I don't know if it's a benefit or not, but first off, that shit burns. Oh, my God. I felt like my skin was always tingling and hot and crunching on the side of my neck. That was really horrifying. It was really shitty. And what else happened? Oh, yeah. The facial hair that I had stopped growing on most of my face, but then out of nowhere, it started growing again, but it stopped growing right at my jaw. So it's like, hey, I can get a little bit more life out of my razors. I mean, that's great. Yay. So it's like I didn't have to shave that part of my face now. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. So I was like, yay. But yeah, cancer sucks. Cancer's terrible.
My best friend has got stage 4 breast cancer. They found it 13 years ago at stage 4. They have no clue how she's still going, but she's still going.
God bless. After 13 years?
Uh-huh. She's in a medical anomaly.
God bless. That's an indomitable will, or her body just doesn't want to die, which is a good thing. How old is she?
42. That's why when we get together, we kind of act goofy. And that's one thing too. And I hate to say it, but one reason we are so close is because we get it that life is going to be really not the same day to day. So
You're a very brave person. You're very brave. I will admit that wholeheartedly. You're a very brave human being. Oh, it's Q. Well, it's the truth, Dawn. I don't say shit that I don't. Well, sometimes I say shit I don't mean, but there are times when I'm actually serious and I don't say shit that I don't mean. Pops, I want to get going. I got to go to bed. I got to get a class. I have a class like 9 o'clock, but I got to get there early anyway because I have grades to do. So I'm going to take my leave, especially since Quentin is here. He can pick up the slack because my ass is tired. So I am going to go. Dawn, it's always good seeing you again. Quint, it's good seeing you again, but I'm leaving.
Good to see you.
Pops,
have a good night.
Again soon, man.
Talk to you later.
We're launching Laurie's book in a
Later.
couple hours.
Wait a minute. What? I didn't hear you. What would you say?
I said, don't forget, we're launching Laurie's book in a couple hours. So go get you a nap and then get back up.
What the fuck, man? Did you just hear me? I gotta get up at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning in order to take the goddamn bus all the way to the fucking school. And you're like, no, go ahead and take a nap, and then you can fucking show up later.
On the way to school.
No,
on the way to school, you could stop at McDonald's and get you a McWass sandwich.
You can go F yourself.
Sandwich?
I don't want to hear your shit. No.
Later, brother.
Fuck you. I'll see you at midnight.
All right.
have a good night.
Sleep tight, Rich. What did you say, Pops? Mech what?
McWah. A McWah sandwich.
Mech what? Damn.
McWah.
I don't know if you've seen the South Park episode when they make fun of the royal couple's book.
No, I don't really watch it anymore. I mean, it was good the first 5-6 seasons, and then it's kind of repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can almost look at the headlines and go, okay, South Park's going to do this. And they do, you know.
They
Captain
do.
Marvel.
Yep.
Old school.
The OG Captain.
Yeah, old school Captain Marvel.
Not
What's
the
up
blank
with the
version.
little dude down on the left? What's up with the little dude down there in the left-hand corner?
That dude? That's Chrome.
That's Crom.
Here,
Why
let
is
me
it
show you.
that
Hold on.
Come on, focus.
A while. Yeah.
Why is he mad?
He's mad because he can smoke a pipe.
Because he can't smoke his pipe. He's mad.
No, he can't smoke because he's wearing a helmet. Floating his face. He's just about to lit the weed. All of a sudden, no, it's still his face.
You know, there should be a plug-in tube or something somewhere for that.
You should.
Yeah, just make it into an edible next time.
The 420 is coming up in a month.
Next month.
Yep. Next month.
A month from today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I apparently know how to read a calendar either, so.
Oh, we read the calendars from time to time.
It's only a month away. We'll probably have some kind of a 420 party in the madness, you know. Because that's who I am.
420 party.
Just one of them things we do, you know. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for popping in. I have to go get ready. Laurie's launching Path of the Pale Rider 3 tonight.
What time is that at?
The show starting at 6 and the launch will be at 7.
What time zone?
Eastern. Always Eastern.
I have to ask.
I know. The sad part is next month it probably won't be. And I'll have to try to figure all this shit out over again, or just keep listing everything as Eastern and remembering that I'm not Eastern anymore. or something. Some changes coming here in the future, but the best, Hopefully it'll all be for the best. So
I hope so.
Dawn, tell everybody about that real quick.
Author Michaela Jade, she writes the Elite Warriors books, Secret, Truth, Worth, and Honor, and Vengeance will be coming out towards the end of the year, hopefully. She's also doing Vela stories for Amazon. They're going to be released here pretty soon for the Elite Warriors. It's Roguestone After Dark. That's the spicier version of how the Elite Warriors are doing. So,
if you're an elite warrior, you got to get extra business, right? You got to be elite all the way around, right?
Well, yeah, they got to have a little extra too. It's a paranormal romance, so they got to have a little extra if it's a paranormal romance.
Mm-hmm.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Now I've been after her for a little while to get me a fresh trailer.
She's working on it because when she re-releases Secret, because she got the rights back from the editor, or not the editor, but the publisher, It's been a long day. She got the rights back, so she's actually had to do some rewriting on it. She added in a chapter that they did not want her to have in there, so she added that back in. Since it was her first book, she also went and did rewrote some stuff that she was like, oh, what the hell was I thinking? So she's
that wasn't sexy.
Yeah, that didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. So she's rewriting that, and she's going to be putting out new covers for the entire series. So she's working on that. So hopefully mid-April. Of course, I don't have it here. We're going to be doing a relaunch party for everything, for especially the first book. So
I just want a new trailer to play.
I know. Well, I'm giving you the background as to she's not going to start a new trailer until she gets all of that, so that she's got all the new stuff to work with. So, and she did say that around the time that she wants, once we get into more of a dates and everything, she wants to hop on a show somewhere along the line. But she's kind of waiting to do that. She's just had a lot going on.
We got plenty
personally too, so
we got plenty of those she can get on. Plenty of shows that she can get on. She knows that. We got Michaela covered. We just waiting for being able to promote. I don't want to play old stuff that's outdated. I had to wait halfway through London Gothic's campaign to get them to send me the trailer for number 2. I was like, it looks like I'm slacking, like I'm playing the trailer for number 1 and you're already doing number 2. Send me the new trailer.
Well, she doesn't want to start doing that till she gets more of everything out and ready. So
all she needs is the cover art to make a trailer.
And honestly, that's not even all completed. I think it's mostly done, but I don't think it's completely done.
Okay. Well,
how many percentage we're talking about?
Tell her Pops is nudging her again. Nudging.
Okay, I will let her know.
Elbow in the ribs. Trailer.
That's what you're going for, is her ribs, isn't it?
Yeah. I respect the boundaries. All right, so I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank Madeline for coming out and telling us about the Boston Metaphysical Society. I want to thank Rich for doing what he does and having my back. I seen our internet dropped a couple times during the show, and that's kind of why we have co-hosts around here, because boonies and you never know. Sometimes everything just goes off for no reason.
Electronics.
Q.
Yo.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
As always, you can always find me here in the Madness Comic Book Network on YouTube.
That's the best answer. Dawn, where can they find you?
I don't know. I'm just around. But you can find Michaela Jade at authormichaelajade.com.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Whatever it takes.
Good answer.
Get it out there. Again, thanks everybody for watching. I'm gonna play some trailers on the way out. I think you guys know some of these people. I think you know some of these people, but here you go. Check this one out. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Revenge, the sweetest morsel to the mouth that ever was cooked in hell.
America's southern border has become a war zone. Human traffickers, drug smugglers, and terrorists flow across the Rio Grande with impunity, secure in the knowledge that no one will stop them. A distant federal government lectures Americans on their privilege while punishing overworked Border Patrol agents who were helpless to stem the tidal wave of invaders and determined migrants. Second-generation Cuban-American Marcos Zamora is a military vet, more patriotic than most Americans. No longer able to ignore the chaos at his doorstep, he acts. Joined by his best friend Gus, they hit the border every night, saving lives while stopping violent drug cartels and other opportunists. The government reacts with fury at Marcos' attempts to preserve American sovereignty, deploying the full might of their enforcement agencies. But Marcos understands that the only thing the rich and powerful fear is bad publicity, and he records every encounter. Whoever he is, this private American must be stopped. Illustrated by Richard Bonk and written by Eisner winner Mike Barron, Private American is his version of Captain America, and maybe a little Punisher, taking part in this ongoing, violent, and very real battle of good versus evil in the war for American sovereignty. Grab your copy at theprivateamerican.com.
We have a secure border, and that is a priority for our administration.
I'm a setting sun, but I'll never run. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. I will stay and fight as long as I'm alive. I'm a dead man walking. I'm a dead man walking. Till I die.
Hey friends, Morgan Quaid here to tell you about a little project called The Crimson Folly, a D&D inspired comic anthology which takes place in a fantasy tavern called, you guessed it, The Crimson Folly. I'm working with more than a dozen artists from all over the world to bring this story to life through sequential comic artwork, intricate portrait pieces, sketches, and of course, words! My aim is to produce a combined comic story and art book. The first 40 pages will be a comic book telling the main story of the Folly and using different artists to build out each section of the story. The art book will then contain sketches and short stories relating to characters from that story. So if you're a fan of D&D, fantasy artwork, comics, or just great storytelling, you'll love The Crimson Folly. Yes, you will.
In a world where creatures of myth and legend exist, a covert task force is charged with keeping humanity safe from supernatural threats. And when young Nancy Moon stumbles into the eternal battle between good and evil, she finds... Oh my god, will you shut up? What's happening? Agent Beckett here. Aren't you tired of stuff like that? Want something different? Roll the tape. Whoops. Sorry about that. That's a song I'm writing for my ex. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's more like it. Alrighty. Welcome to the world of the mythicals. We have it all. Monsters. Magic. Government agents. He's the strong silent type. This guy. Ugh, gross, dude. Get some kind of cream or something. Lots of 90s style action. Pew pew pew. And that strong female lead alluded to earlier. Not to mention a dashing field commander with a great sense of fashion. Look at those glasses. South River Studios presents The Mythicals, Issue 1. Buy it, if you dare. Ugh, will you can it already? How'd you get free? Now beat it, before I lose my cool.
So what are you waiting for? Back it today. Like right now.
Back the myth. Ethicals today.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands and brakes.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.